Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, N.K.S.H National Bankshares Incorporated just filed its current report, and I am seeing a small update that shows us where they are focusing. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company released its latest financial results, and it looks like they are keeping investors in the loop. On July 23, 2026, National Bankshares Incorporated announced its financial figures for the period that ended on June 30th, 2026. This report is filed under what is called Form 8K, which is basically a way for companies to report important events to the public that aren't part of their regular financial statements. National Bankshares Incorporated is the company we are looking at. They trade on the Nasdaq stock market under the symbol NKSH. The main point of this filing is that they released a press statement detailing their financial condition and operations for the most recent quarter. A copy of this press release is attached to this report, and it is where we can find the actual numbers and details. So, to understand what is really going on, we have to look at that press release. From what we can see here, the company is officially reporting its quarterly earnings. This is standard practice for publicly traded companies to keep shareholders informed. The report is signed off by Lara E. Ramsey, who is the president and CEO, showing that the company's leadership is aware of and stands by these filings. Looking at the broader context from recent news, National Bankshares Incorporated, or NKSH as it is known by its stock ticker, is a regional bank. It has a market capitalization of about $228 million with a price-to-earnings ratio of 13. Their stock has been trading in a range between $27 and $40 over the past year. It is important to note that the financial services sector, especially regional banks, has been facing some cautious sentiment recently, as one news headline from July 1st mentioned. Despite these broader market conditions, major institutional investors like BlackRock and Vanguard hold significant stakes in the company, suggesting they see some long-term value. Now, as for the actual financial details, this filing itself doesn't contain the tables. It simply directs us to the press release. But typically, for a quarterly report like this, we would be looking for key metrics such as net interest income, provision for loan losses, non-interest income, and earnings per share. We'd want to see how these numbers compare to the previous quarter and the same quarter in the prior year. For a bank, a key indicator is the net interest margin, which shows how much profit they make from lending money. We'd also look at their loan portfolio quality for any signs of increasing defaults or non-performing loans. The press release, which is incorporated here, would provide these crucial figures. While we don't have the direct tables here, the very act of filing this 8K with the press release shows that National Bankshares is following its reporting obligations. This is good for transparency. The timing of this release is right after the end of the second quarter, which is typical. The fact that they are reporting their results indicates they are operational and ready to share their performance. The absence of any major surprises in this filing, like a sale of the company or a major leadership change, suggests that business is continuing as usual, at least from a corporate action standpoint presented in this form. The analysis of the company's performance really hinges on the content of that press release. Without it, this filing is just a notification that the results are out. However, the filing itself confirms they are adhering to SEC rules. The inclusion of the press release as an exhibit is the critical piece of the puzzle for investors wanting to dig into the numbers. We would expect to see how well they manage their interest income, their expenses, and their overall profitability in the current economic climate, based on the limited information in this specific filing. It is hard to give a definitive verdict on the company's direction. However, the consistency of filings like this by National Bankshares Incorporated is a sign of stability. The important part for any investor right now would be to review the accompanying press release to understand the operational and financial health. The risk I am watching is how the broader regional banking sentiment might impact their performance, especially if interest rates continue to fluctuate. What I am actually looking for is a clear indication of loan growth and how their net interest income is trending in the current environment presented in the press release. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded, like, comment, subscribe, and join the Discord.